In the heart of Los Angeles County Courthouse, the air was so heavy it felt like it could crush you. 19-year-old Yalen Dawson stood before Judge Walter Grayson, a man who thought this case was already decided. To Grayson, Yalen wasn't. A human being with a story. He was just another statistic. Another black teen in trouble. The charge? Grand theft auto. The evidence? Seemingly airtight. But what no one in that courtroom knew, not the prosecutor, not the jury, not even the judge, was that Yalen had been preparing for this moment his entire life. And in the next few minutes, he was going to turn the justice system on its head. The courtroom gallery was packed. Rows of spectators whispered among themselves, waiting for the inevitable. At the prosecution's table, Mitchell Carrington stood sharp and polished, the kind of man who'd built his career on easy convictions. The case sounded simple. A stolen 2022 Audi. Fingerprints on the steering wheel. A suspect dawdled after a short pursuit. Judge Grayson leaned back, barely pretending to care. His only concern seemed to be whether this trial would end before his golf game. But Yalen wasn't laughing. Raised by a paralegal mother, he'd grown up in the shadow of courtrooms, absorbing every story, every flaw in the system, every way the law could be bent against people like him. While other kids memorized sports stats, Yalen memorized case law. He'd never imagined using that knowledge as a defendant, but now, with his public defender silent beside him, he made a decision that shifted the entire room. He would represent. Himself thought the gallery erupted in murmurs. Carrington smirked, ready to humiliate a cocky kid. But Yalen didn't argue right away. He let Carrington present the state's case, every word, every claim, until he found the opening. "Your Honor," he said calmly, "I move to dismiss Officer Ruiz's testimony. He wasn't even on duty when the chase began." Gasps rippled through the room. The prosecutor stalled, hesitated. The jury noticed. Then came the fingerprints. Yalen didn't deny they were his. Instead, he dismantled their meaning. "Does touching something make you a criminal?" he asked the jury, painting a vivid analogy about trying on a jacket in a store. The cracks widened. The prosecution had no forensic specialist to testify, no chain of custody to prove the evidence's integrity. And Yalen knew, the more they hesitated, the more the jury doubted. Then came the blow that shattered the case. Yalen pulled out a statement, one the prosecution had forgotten to submit. It was from the car's owner. "I saw the kid who took it," the statement read, "and he was white." The courtroom froze. Everything the jury had been told unraveled in seconds. The so-called eyewitness police report was flawed, incomplete, and biased. Yalen wasn't caught in the stolen car. He was blocks away, walking home after buying snacks with friends. The only reason he was here was because he fit a description the real thief never matched. The silence was deafening. Judge Grayson looked at the prosecutor, then back at Yalen. "Case dismissed." Half the courtroom erupted. Reporters scribbled furiously. But for Yalen, this wasn't about winning. It was about proving something bigger. That the system doesn't just make mistakes, it protects them. Outside, his mother hugged him tight, relief in her eyes. Across the street, Judge Grayson watched, the smirk gone, replaced with something closer to reflection. Because that day, Yalen didn't just walk free. He forced the system to look at itself. And for once, it blinked first. How many others never get that chance? How many sit in cells, convicted by shortcuts, prejudice, and silence? Yalen had the knowledge to fight back. But what about those who don't? That's why this story matters. Because next time, it might not be Yalen. It might be someone you know.